Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the bi-weekly EcoInvestment update. 2 days late, I know, but no reason to panic because things have unfolded very much according to my expectations. To wit, in the market, the stock market, every time we have one of those days or one of those periods where we have a 200-300 points down in a couple days, boy, the nervous Nellies come rolling out. The Mark Fabers of the world. The sky is falling, Chicken Little running around. Do I panic? No. I'm jumping in there, adding to positions and going. Listen, I've had a couple people have inboxed and messaged me, Carlos and a couple other people, asking if I will give them investment advice on specifics, and the answer, although regrettably I would love to be able to do that. I'm no longer a registered investment advisor, which I used to be for many years, along with also as a commodity trading advisor, a CTA. And I'm never in a position now to qualify to give advice because I don't know your particular economic situation or your investment portfolio. So it would really be disingenuous of me and not too smart to come in and give specific advice. But I do talk in generalities, and some people have known when you talk about the stock market rising, you can just buy a broad mutual fund or index fund that just duplicates the movement in the market, and you got it made. I mean, far from being near what I consider a top, and this freaks people out, but I've been positive here since October of last year, when we did the first economic chooch, and we've been going strong for a year because we've maintained one simple philosophy that's held us in great stead, and it is simply this: that low interest rates are an extremely bullish environment for building a stock market bubble, and we're seeing that come true. As I walk down here today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is at an all-time high, and things are just rolling along beautifully. Now, in the interim, you've all these big houses and people freaking out about you should do this and you should prepare that. Well, if I'm telling you, it's prepare to make a hell of a lot of money if you're smart, because these kind of what I call the flagpole events, where things just kind of rise straight up the pole. Of course, they come down the pole too. As Napoleon was fond of saying, you can do anything with a bayonet but sit on it. But as long as I'm on the west side of the run up and don't hit the east side, then it's all good. In 30 plus years of trading, rebuilding my fortune in the market, one thing stands true: when you take a position and hold it through thick and thin until you're fully vindicated and everybody becomes jealous of what you have, and then you let them have it, you can really make some decent money in life. People wonder, well, precious metals, why are they in a stall mode? Well, they're in a stall mode because stocks are becoming the flavor of the month. Why is real estate sort of in a stall mode? Well, it already had its big race. It's like an athlete that has two broken legs. You don't just go out and run as soon as the cast is set. There's a long period of recovery there, and it's going to be a long time before banks get ramped up on real estate, and the margins and the lending requirements are so high now to get mortgages, and the demographics are so bad. Now, what do I mean by that? Think about it. We have, on average, an aging population. We've got Generation Y and Generation X, for the most part, struggling to pay. We have $1 trillion of student loans outstanding. All this stuff is gutting the purchasing power, the lack of decent earning jobs and stuff. So in that type of environment, it's really hard to think that there's going to be some big push that's going to drive housing up. And in addition to that, my friends, how many people of you know, the baby boom generation, my era, are looking to downsize and sell their houses. The only positive force I see for the real estate market is just general immigration, and that's one of the reasons the federal government chooses to be a little more lenient about matters of immigration, because it's the only way we can really get any economic growth here for the most part, is bringing over people that have a little bit of capital. And I'm not talking about people coming over the border from down south and stuff. I'm talking about immigrants from Europe and Asia and other places that still have an interest in coming to America. They're not as many as they used to be, because people know the opportunities there, but take away that demand for housing, especially on the east and west coast, and it's kind of a sour market. There's some other places in, you know, in Texas that are chooching along okay because of the energy, but even energy is now so oversupplied with fracking and everything else in the world that the reality is that you know, the best money's been made in oil and things like that. So the bottom line is, the only investment that is doing really well and looks attractive, at least to half the people out there that follow it, is the stock market. But we have still so much more to go. You know, we've almost reached that tipping point now where people are going to start getting reinforced with the idea that every time the market has a severe drop, it's a buying opportunity. You should go in and buy. And when people start being more and more trained, like Pavlov's dog, to buy the dip, then we have the situation where we start to get what I term a runaway market, which I'm expecting. And then the Federal Reserve's got a big problem on their hands, because the economy's so weak that interest rates have no inclination to go up on their own. That's why we still have a 2.5%, 2.6%, 2.5% 10-year note. In other words, lending the U.S. government money for 10 years nets you a 2.5% annual return. But other than that, you know, there's no real demand for big capital expansions, big industrial expansions, real estate expansions. You see places like Atlantic City just imploding from oversupply of gaming and things, and you're going to see a lot of those trends continue in the rest of the country, and they're going to hit Las Vegas again as we go on. But at least Las Vegas had more types of entertainment venues, and it wasn't quite so dangerous on the Strip as it is to chooch around a lot of Atlantic cities like Camden, New Jersey. I mean, it's like, you better be off the streets by you know, sundown and all that. So the stock market will continue to be the only game in town. If you're like me, you're a very happy camper. Every time I get on there and check my various portfolios in the market, I'm happy as can be. Well, we'll see you in less than 2 weeks for the next update on EcoInvestment. Stay long, stay strong. Don't think too much about stuff. Just ride the wave.